Hey everybody. Know it's been a while since we've been able to have a good long video. I'm gonna be real. I'm taking the kid gloves off. I've been trying to be professional in these videos about Summer Wells and Don and Candace and their family. And I'm gonna say this. I am a survivor. I am a cancer survivor. I am an abuse survivor when it comes to domestic violence abuse. I'm an abuse survivor. What I'm about to say and my viewpoint is totally my opinion based on my personal experiences. And I want to put that out there. This entire video is only Nita's opinion in Nita's world where we are right now. If you don't want my opinion and you don't agree with it, cool. Perfectly fine. And I encourage you to comment and tell me why you think I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. I want that. I enjoy that verbal discourse. So let's do this. Now, I have not finished watching the analysis of Don's interview that he currently has just finished the live on because I just got off work. Where he has Steve Johnson from Truth to Lies, who also is somebody that like goes over interviews, listens to this stuff, and does voice analysis and whatnot, and picks apart to help the police decide, should I be looking at this person, or am I wasting my time, and do we need to focus on someone else? Now, what I'm about to start out with what I'm giving you in my opinion, actually more of it's based on the original interview the phone interview that they played, because Don made them. I want to say a few things too, because I haven't made a video because I needed some time to digest. I needed some time to process, because it was a lot in that interview. There was a whole lot. And some of it, I wasn't sure exactly how I felt about it. I really wasn't. And I wanted to take some time. And then I've seen some other YouTubers, and I'm going to be real again here, guys. I may lose some of you subs. Some people may not like what I'm about to say, and that's okay. That's okay, because that's a great world in this country that we live in, and the founding principles, and why I love it so much. Because we are all entitled to have whatever opinion we want. We just can't act on it, We can't always act on it. We may think somebody should be strung up in front of the courthouse, but we can't act on that. That's the important part, That's what I want to put out there and make sure everybody understands and knows too. Number one, I've seen other YouTubers justifying, and I like them. I like certain ones of them. I'm not even going to call names out because I can't. I want to give a thumbs up, a heads up, a like to Don Buchanan. If you guys are not watching him, go watch Don. He's in Tennessee. He's great. He's funny. He's a real guy. He's down to earth. Just somebody you'd see at Food Line. You know what I'm saying? Like you run into him at Dollar General. He's a real down to earth guy. He's not afraid to give his opinion and be honest with you. And if you don't like him, then don't tune in. That's how he feels. Dislike him, whatever. Give him a thumbs down. He's cool with that. Just like me. I love his show. There's a couple other ones that I really love, but I'm very disappointed in. Especially the ones that are women. I'm very disappointed in you, and I feel like you should be ashamed of yourselves. If you're a woman and you're out here defending Don Wells in any way, you need to go hang your head in shame and tell your mama you're sorry. That's how I feel. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm not even really sorry. Don't like it. It's cool. And this is a side of me that most of my subscribers haven't seen. And I'm angry. I'm angry, which is what Don and Candace should be. The two of them should be angry. I'm having to edit myself because it really just, as my grandmother would say, it galls me. It irks me. They should be angry. We're all talking about they ain't crying and boo-hooing and showing emotion. Cool. A lot of people are trained you don't show emotion, especially if you served in the military, but I don't think the military would have either one of them. Okay? Now let's be real. Let's talk facts. Let's talk realness. And let's be honest. Let's not talk like I'm on News Channel 9 because I'm sitting in my room. I'm not on News Channel 9. I'm on Nita's World's channel. And in Nita's World, the way it really is if you took my kid or I thought somebody stole my kid and the police wasn't listening to me, I'm not going to be talking about, well, I feel like y'all looking at me. I feel like everybody's worried about me and they're not doing this. You hurt my feelings because you said somebody might be hiding in my shed. That's crap. And cut the crap. None of us are that stupid. And if you are, I'm sorry for you. Go read a book. I'm not. And I'm not going to defend them. You admitted that from the age of 12 years old, you were 12 years old, Dawn, to the age of 19, that you did SA to your sister. So what if she was your stepsister? She was 5 years old when you started. She was 5, you were 12. Now these women that are out here defending Dawn, would you be okay and defend him if it was your 5-year-old daughter that she played with his thing and he played with hers and he was talking about it just nonchalantly? I pray that these family members who are in a state that doesn't have a statute of limitations run to the nearest district attorney. I pray that anybody that watches this video and has a way to get a transcript, a copy of that video, emails the district attorney in the state of Utah every picture, every video, every audio of Dawn admitting to this and these women accusing him, because it's 3 women that I know of that he addressed in his video and he didn't deny one single one. Are you kidding me? Email it to the district attorney in the state of Utah. Y'all want to call somebody and turn in a tip? There's a tip to turn in. Let him know. Because if he has the video, if he has copies of what they posted in a public forum, the state can take up the case and prosecute Mr. Wells. It doesn't have to be his sister or his dad who stopped it from happening, or the mom that let the dad stop it from happening. Now, him and Candace are out here, deadpan, never any emotion, talking just like this, about how sad they are that they took their daughter, and that they won't listen to me. They took them out. Somebody's took her in the car far away from here, and I've tried to tell them. I feel bad for them. Are you kidding me? Does any one of you women that's out here defending this man, or listen to this right now, that is a mother, honestly sit here and think for 13.5 of a seconds that if the police weren't listening to you and you thought Billy Bob took your child, male, female, 5 years old, 12 years old, whatever, but especially at 5 years old, that you thought Billy Bob driving down the road took your child across state lines. And I'm in North Carolina, so I'm not far from Tennessee, and where I'm at's in the mountains of North Carolina. So the terrain that they live in is very similar to the terrain I live in. The way people are raised, speak, think, what they make, how they work, everything is very similar to where I'm at. So I'm not in New York City judging them, okay? And I'm not judging. But what I am saying is everybody doesn't act and react different. I get that. And I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that part. But you can't effing tell me that I might not be on TV crying. I probably would. I'm not going to lie. And I'm a strong woman. I'm a single mother that raised 2 children by herself. That was their daddy was the most wanted for child support in the state for 11.5 years straight running for non-payment. Okay? I worked. I wasn't getting food stamps and stuff during that time, or I wouldn't have been accruing child support owed. Now, there were times that I needed assistance, and I got it. And anybody that wants to run my background, you're welcome to it. I'll help you. But make sure you don't get me confused with the one that's 2 years older than me. Okay? Now, that being said, you cannot sit here and tell me that you wouldn't be knocking on every policeman's door telling them, no, stop searching next door. I think they went to Florida. You can't tell me you wouldn't. And if they didn't listen to you, that you wouldn't be on every news station known to man saying, somebody help me. I think my daughter's in Florida, heading towards Mexico. I think she's in Texas. I think she went through South Carolina and Georgia. Somebody help me. The police won't listen. I need your help. I need to bring her home. We need to get her home. I'm worried about her. She don't have her binky. She don't have her favorite doll. Chase can't be on the case because he's still here. None of that has been said by either one. Candace may have fear. She may have fear. And she may have been abused for so long that she's pushing it down. And she may be right in it. I'm not saying they did anything intentionally. I'm making no accusation on that. I am saying they know more than they're telling us. And they have. Just like I'm going to tell you, Don knows a hell of a lot more about the legal system and how they operate than he's putting y'all on to be. My grandfather, God rest his soul, that would be probably about 116 right now, knew more about the legal system than Don's putting on like he does, and he had never done a day in jail or been fingerprinted in his life. He'd had one ticket for driving too slow. Okay? Don's been incarcerated in prison. And if you don't know anybody that has, call somebody. Find somebody. Talk to them. There's something called the 48 Laws of Power. Don's using it on us right now. They learn how to test you and how to find out who you are based on your personality. They learn how to change their words and actions to fit the situation and to get what they need out of it. They learn manipulation. That's what it's all about. That's how they're able, if you've ever seen Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, and you're wondering how that girl that ended up marrying a girl get that guy. How did she get him to have 1,000 in cash and all this other stuff waiting on her? Because she was reading while she was in there. She probably got her a couple degrees too, but she was reading about manipulation and control. It is what it is. Know this, and if you don't know, ask somebody that's an attorney, a paralegal, that works anywhere in the court system, that is a police officer, anywhere in the legal system. Generally, if a person goes to prison or jail, they get sentenced and convicted of a crime. They get convicted of a crime, and then they get sentenced for that crime. Now, number one, if they end up in prison, they all become a certified paralegal and a practical attorney, researching their case and other people's cases. Because sometimes some people have access and some don't, and that's how they make money. Okay? Number two, what they did is one thing. What they get charged with is usually less than that. And what they get convicted of and sentenced for is even less than that. And that's going to be in 97% or better of your cases. And if you think I'm wrong, contact anybody in the legal system. And I'm talking on a federal level as well as a state level. I know I'm just angry at seeing these people defend Don. And to say that his past criminal acts, even the essay that he wasn't charged with, but that he's practically admitted to, bears nothing on this case. Hello? Are you in the Twilight Zone? Did you fall and bump your head before you hit record on your camera, people? What do you mean it has nothing to do with it? They were all between the ages of 5 and 12. This girl is 5. She slept in a bed with him by his own admission for 5 years. They were his family members. He didn't care to cross the line. Why would he now? And I'm not saying he did something to her that way. But that's a violent act against someone that you're supposed to feel some type of way about. That is the ability to commit an illegal act, to cross moral and legal lines, and as you all saw, have no remorse. He even blamed the 5-year-old's sister. She was the ages of 5 years old to 12 years old during the time he touched her. He was the ages of 12 years old to 19 years old. A 12-year-old knows better and has a lot of authority and manipulation ability over a 5-year-old. My point is, 37 years later, when his 5-year-old daughter is missing and he's discussing it, he admits it. Not only admits it and owns it, but he minimizes it. And then he says, she's just as guilty as I was. So when you were 12 and she was 5, she's just as guilty as you were. Does that make sense? If a 12-year-old and a 5-year-old are in a stolen car, is the 5-year-old going to be just as guilty because they can't even see over the steering wheel and the dash? Get out of my face with that bull. And if you want to support him and you want to believe that and you want to justify it and you want to pat him on the back and say, oh, Donnie boy, it doesn't have nothing to do with your daughter being missing, you're ignorant. I don't know what else to say. And I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, you're ignorant. There's a difference between ignorant and stupid. Ignorant means you're uneducated and you need to read a book and educate yourself. Stupid means you just can't help it. You're going to be that way because you choose to. Ignorant means you're uninformed. Inform yourself. Pick up a newspaper. Go do some research. I've done research. Matter of fact, I have almost a whole book that I've written right here. Think I'm kidding? Let's start at the beginning. Here we go. Here's the information about the vehicle they're still searching for. By the way, the first person, and I believe it was either on Unmasked or on that WHL. I'm looking for the interview. It was the David Dodson, the flute playing guy that Dawn and Candace sent us first, to make us think that they were great people. It was that guy, David Dodson. He was on Unmasked first, and then he was on a news show. And I don't know which one he made the comment on. I believe it was Unmasked, but I'm not 100% certain. I am going to pull it up. I'm going to figure out how to edit it in and put it in the video. But he talks about that 94 red Tacoma before the second time we were told that it was marked off the flyers and found. And he told us, and I would assume that that's probably the same person that told Robin. He told us that Donnie Boy told him they had found it, that it belonged to a neighbor, that I believe they either found it at a car lot or a salvage yard. I can't think of which, but I'm pretty sure it was a car lot because it wasn't junked. They VIN'd it and knew it was the same VIN number, and that the guy had sold it or done something with it, whatever, but that they had ruled it out. They had ruled it out, but it belonged to that neighbor. And he was insinuating that it was Dobbs. But it was David Dodson that made the comment that they had found the truck and were no longer looking for it. That's the first person that told that to social media and to news pages. The second person, I understand, and I didn't find it direct quoted. I did not. It was Chasing the Truth, that showed the flyer with the X and no longer something. And she said Robin Lane, the school teacher, gave it to her. This is a direct quote from Chasing Truth. Said that she had given it to her. She even showed the flyer on her video and said that they had ruled it out. Now, I'm saying that she was probably told by Dawn as well. And this lady probably went through and spent her time marking this out. And she's not showing up no more, so she might be angry too. And another thing, and this is all before this interview that I'm watching now, which this is going to be a 3-part video, I would say, because I can't do more than 30 minutes at a time. I don't know why. Welcome to YouTube. Don is talking about this guy, and he's blaming him for Summer's disappearance all throughout this interview. And he says something about a prison mentality. And that goes back to what triggered me. Don knows law enforcement way better than he's letting on that he does. He's been through the system multiple times, different states. He knows what their statute of limitations is. He knows when there's 3 strikes. He talks about it. He comments on it. So during his poor, I'm slow, I'm just from Tennessee, which he's not even. Stop justifying it and saying it's where they was raised in Tennessee. She was born in Illinois, up north, where it's a big city. You know, that she got to come through to get here. Then there's charges, Utah, Arkansas, all before they settled in Tennessee 13 years ago when his mama still lived on the property. And from what I understand, through my research, she got sick with something and it was called MRSA. Antibiotics quit working. She died and they got the property. But Don wants his daddy's stuff in Utah. Anyway, just with his past dealings with law enforcement, this man knows more than he's acting like he knows. That's why he's talking like he's talking and giving the answers he's given, because he thinks it makes him look innocent. The problem is he's not answering some stuff right, because when you're asking him question 2, he's already trying to figure out what question 3, 4, 5, and 7 are, and the answers for those to lead you the way he wants to lead you. And if you can't tell that, I can't help you. I can't help you understand it. Go back and re-listen. I caught it. See, none of this is even going through my notes. I'm still on page 1. Because I'm angry. I have more emotion and more anger right here in this video than either one of them have had since their daughter come up missing. Are you kidding me? So what is it? I don't know. I have a couple theories, but I honestly don't know. What I do know is these people obviously have to know more than they're telling, or they just don't give a damn. Excuse my language, but that's all I can figure. Because that's how you're acting. I think they get more upset over a blown motor in their car. Don surely, let's say this. Don surely got more upset and more angry and more talkative and more showing emotion and attitude over Chris misquoting him than he did over his daughter being missing for 2 months. How about that? How about that for factual and analytical crap, huh? Can we think with this instead of thinking with this? We all want them to be the perfect family. I want them to be Donna Reed and June Cleaver. But there were really problems there. Come on now. On TV, we can't be a TV family, folks. The Brady Bunch, the parents didn't even share a bed until the mid to late 70s, almost the 80s. How did they have 9 kids? Psh. It's crazy. You can't have unrealistic expectations either direction. You can't expect someone to live up to this level of perfection. And I don't. I've never once, in anything that I'm feeling or led to about this situation, has absolutely nothing to do with how much money they do or don't make. Plays no factor. None. how they chose to live as far as a little different than most. You know, maybe borderline hoarder. Still has none on me. None. None. Because that doesn't affect how much you love your family or your child or what you would or wouldn't do for them. Your words and your actions or lack thereof absolutely have influenced how I feel. And I'm angry. I'm angry at these people who are out here defending you that don't know you from a can of paint any more than I do. And I'm very angry at any woman that is right now, especially one that has a child. And now, and Candace is right. Don't call her asking her if she wants out, because if she wants out, she'll get out when she's ready. And until then, she won't. And this comes from a woman who's a victim of domestic violence. Nah, don't worry, brother. I didn't take that crap, okay? 7 years with somebody, it was the last 3 months. But drugs will do it, won't they? I wasn't doing them. That's why I wasn't necessary anymore, except for my dollar bills, y'all. That being said, that goes right back to this. Don's implicating this guy. You ever remember your mama telling you, you are what you eat, you are who you hang with? Well, legally, you are who you hang with, too. Just remember that. You know, if you're with Jane and Sally, and all of y'all ride together in the car, and you even sit in the car, and Jane and Sally just goes inside Target and steals a bunch of stuff, you go to jail for accessory after the fact and before and helping to plan it. Unless they just break down and just beg that you're not in it. Then you're going to get a lawyer to get out, because you still probably going to get charged. Because you took them to do the act and you were waiting on them to finish. It's a similar type thing of people assuming that if you hang out with somebody that does this, you do that. I mean, let me ask you this. If somebody's a good Christian and they abide by all the 10 Commandments and they live their life as a model citizen for somebody else to be able to look up to, you think they're going to be hanging out on the weekend or at night or even early in the morning before work with somebody that's in the bar every time the bar is open and drinking all night and smoking pot? Or just drinking. Just drinking. We won't even say that because some states it's still illegal to smoke cannabis. I mean, I'm just asking. Do you really think they will? No, they're not. Birds of a feather flock together. And that is true. Most of the time, somebody that drinks is not going to want to be around somebody that don't. And somebody that don't is not going to be around somebody that does. To take that from somebody who might have a glass of wine or a mixed drink or a shot or something. But two's my limit. Why? Because when you get slurry drunk, stupid drunk, like, in my opinion, Dawn was sounding near the end of that interview with Chris the other night. To me, it's very unattractive. And even my friends, I don't want to be around a window like that. Even if I love you to death and we've got 25, 30 years of friendship. Doesn't mean I won't. I just don't want to. You'll find it very odd and out of the ordinary. Most of my friends were drinking coffee, maybe getting wild side with some whipped cream. But I don't want to be around you. It's so unattractive. And it's embarrassing. I raise my kids. I ain't trying to put up with another one. Unless it's my grandbaby. I'll take him all day, but he's not drunk. He's just milk drunk. When Don's talking about this fella is a drug dealer and a drug user, but he has him consistently come to his house, leave his vehicle, be around his family. He's known this man by his own admission, if you paid attention, for 7 years. And if you believe that he got him fired and that they didn't talk for 6 or 7 years and he hadn't seen him and they're in Podunk, like I live in Podunk, well, I got some land I'll sell you near here. Because we know if somebody queefs and how loud it is. Okay? You know who's doing what with who. So everybody in that town knows what their drugs of choice are. And Don was awful quick to be able to name about the drug dealers and which drugs they sold and his ability to even go and talk to them on that interview. Are you kidding me? Let me put that in your brain for a moment, but it's going to cut off and we're going to have to start and stop again. Just remember this part 1. Think about it. You ain't never done coke in your life and you want to score some cocaine. Are you going to know who to go to? And are you going to feel comfortable and feel like it's okay for you to just roll up there by yourself with no announcement, no phone calls? Because you don't deal with them, so you won't have their phone number or nothing. Because I know most people would. I bet my mama would. I bet I would. I'm just asking. I don't know. I would have no idea where to go and who to call. Even if it was on my own dadgum road. So miss me with that crap, Don, okay? If you want to tell something, tell me the true story. Let's hear about what you're using, because I know it's something. I have my thoughts there. Guys, I'm going to have to end this right here. We're going to pick up just where it left off, part 2 and part 3, as soon as this upload finishes. And I'm going to continue watching while this is uploading the analysis they're giving, and I'll give you my comments. Like I said, I've got a book to go over. I've got inconsistencies out the wazoo in their actual statements, and I'm going to quote verbatim.